Alright, I'm pretty sure there's already a good few videos out there about how a Christian should be, how they should behave, how they should act, their conduct, stuff like that. And I just really wanted to come on here and say that, like, it's okay for you to be you as a Christian, right? You don't have to overly change yourself, how you act, just the way you are. You don't gotta do any of that. Be yourself. The unique you, the unique creation you that God made you to be you. Be yourself. It's okay to be yourself. If you're a goofy, fun-loving person who like laughs at some of the most ridiculous jokes, even dark humor, be you. Now, yes, God does tell us to be holy and different from the rest of the world. You know, forgive your enemies, love instead of hate. Pray for people that pray for your downfall. You know what I'm saying? Being holy, being set apart when things are going wrong. Instead of you getting upset and panicking, the first thing you do is pray and like, oh, I put it in God's hands, stuff like that. Whilst God does have to be separate from the rest of the world, He doesn't say, force yourself into a completely different character. He doesn't say that. Because even with me, I remember getting around some new Christian friends, and at first I found myself suppressing my personality, who I am, because I was like, I don't want these guys to judge me and stuff like that. But then that felt damaging to myself. Like, that felt so wrong. And yes, I know we can't always go off of feelings because, the human heart can be easily persuaded, this, that, and the other. But what was the point of being able to say, this is me, if I'm just never myself? You know what I'm saying? So I let loose. I be myself. Goofy, fun loving, energetic, but yeah, I didn't really hold back who I was, a core personality. At the end of the day, I do what I can. I try my best for God. I love Him. I do all I can to stay within His ways. I'm trying to be set apart, holy. Like, it's very difficult to explain if I'm being honest, but like, yeah, it's okay for you to be yourself, You can be yourself. You don't have to now start. I don't even really know, like, but y'all get it. You can be yourself and still worship God. You don't need to have a full whole 180 change of personality. Now, of course, behavior, conduct, and stuff like that. Stuff like that will change. Like the things you found appealing before, stuff like that will change. Especially if the stuff you found appealing before was just sin, straight up sin. As you get closer to God, eventually you'll find that stuff repulsive, and you want to turn away from those type of things. But when it comes to like, you know, humor, things you do for fun, especially if those things are not sinful, like playing video games, watching movies, overall, just be you. Be you, I guess. Like here's a good example. Some Christians out there will say like, "Oh, you can't listen to this type of music, this, that, and the other." Now, if you hear, let's say you're listening to drill rap, right? If you're listening to drill rap and that for some reason is putting in sinful thoughts and desires in your head, and now you're feeling a little tempted to actually go and do those things, then maybe you need to stop listening to it. But if you listen to drill rap and you just listen to it and then you just go about your day as normal, no sinful thoughts or desires enter your head, then you don't, it's not necessarily a sin you need to cut off. You know what I'm saying? Like, God tells us to cut off the sins that so easily ensnare and entangle. Now, yes, there are a few sins out there that can ensnare and trap us without us even really noticing. But overall, if there's just something you do, like certain music you listen to or shows you watch, and they don't start filling your head with sinful thoughts and desires, then it's not something you need to start being like, oh, I can't be doing this. I'm like, oh, I need to cut this off, blah, blah, blah. And make sure you truly examine yourself to make sure like that's, what's truly going on. Pray about it, pray on it. If you don't feel like you're being convicted to cut it off, that you don't need to, but if you feel like you are, or you feel like you can cut this off or fast from it for a time to give glory to God whatsoever, then do so. All in all, each and every person is unique. Don't suppress who you are. Don't suppress your uniqueness. Don't suppress your personality. All this and that. you can be you and, you know, and not be like the rest of the world. I genuinely don't even know if I did a good job at explaining my point or not, but hopefully you get it. And yeah, that's about it.